What's going on, nation? Got some things to talk about. Let's get it. What's going on, Raider Nation? It is your boy Raider Primos, or Raider Ed, whatever you want to call it. It is the Primos podcast, and today, you guys, we are gonna just talk about a little bit. I don't think it's gonna be a long live, but I see that Michael Parsons, he is requesting a trade out of Dallas. Terry McLaurin, he is requesting a trade out of Washington, and I'm hearing because of those names requesting trades, a lot of the fan base in the nation is going crazy right now, but mostly specifically for Michael Parsons. We're gonna get into that. For Terry McLaurin, we're gonna talk about him just for a little bit. I'll give you my take on the Terry McLaurin situation and if the Raiders should make a move on Terry McLaurin. Right right here it says that Terry McLaurin requests a trade. This comes from NFL.com. This is 20. This was 20 hours ago. This is by Nick Shook, the Around the NFL writer. He said contract negotiations between Terry McLaurin and the Washington Commanders have not produced the progress the receiver was hoping for, prompting him to request a trade Thursday. Should Commanders GM Adam Peters decide to move McLaurin, who might be interested in trading for the two-time Pro Bowler? Below are the 6 teams that make the most sense to pursue the veteran wideout. The Los Angeles Chargers are on there. The New York Jets are on there. The New England Patriots, the San Francisco 49ers, the Cleveland Browns, and the final 6th team, the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders made 2 big splashes in the offseason when they traded for Geno Smith and drafted Ashton Jeanty, filling 2 massive needs on the offensive side of the ball. The big question mark that followed them from 2024 and to 2025 still remains, though. Who were their quarterback target? Brock Bowers is already an elite tight end, but outside of Jacoby Myers, Smith doesn't have many proven pass catchers out wide. McLaurin would answer the question empathetically. With $37.8 million in current cap space and $99.1 million to work with in 2026, they could easily fit an extension for McLaurin into their books too. I just don't think it makes a ton of sense. You have Jacoby Myers due for an extension. You have a lot of young guys. You drafted 2 wide receivers, Dante Thornton Jr. You drafted Jack Bech. Yes, I understand that there's not a lot of experience. At the wide receiver position other than Trey Tucker and Jacoby Myers. And then outside of that, it's, Jack Bech, rookie, Dante Thornton Jr., rookie, Alex Bachman, who hasn't really got a ton of playing time. I know the experience is not there at the wide receiver position, but I am confident in this wide receiver group. I don't think the Raiders need to go and trade for Terry McLaurin. And Demogs, just like you said here, man, Raiders need to stay away from free agent receivers. Man, we tried it. We tried to do it before. AB, we tried to do it with him, didn't work out. Tried to do it with Devontae Adams, it didn't work out. I feel like this is another situation where a wide receiver who does deserve his bag just wants to get paid. Will he come out here and perform with the Raiders? I mean, they call him Scary Terry for no reason. They don't call him that for no reason. But again, I want to see what Jack Bech can do in this offense. I want to see what Dante Thornton Jr. can do in this offense. You had a Terry McLaurin. One of those guys is not going to get touches, and you possibly are looking at possibly a wasted pick. So, yeah, Randy Mosses of the world. I think we just need to work on development. We need to work on development, focus on developing the Dante Thornton Juniors of the world and Jack Bech. I'm not making a move for Terry McLaurin. He can go somewhere else other than the Chargers, other than the Broncos, other than the Chiefs, and other than the Raiders. He can go anywhere else, but I'm not making a move for Scary Terry. And then coming out of Cowboys camp, This is coming from Adam Schefter. Michael Parsons posted on social media that he wants to be traded from the Dallas Cowboys. I think this is what he wrote. Let me make sure I got the right one. He wrote a lengthy message to the Cowboys. Here's what Michael Parsons wrote. Yes, I wanted to be here. I did everything I could show that I wanted to be a Cowboy and wear the star on my helmet. I wanted to play in front of the best fans in sports and makes this America's team once again. The team my pops and I grew up cheering for way up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, I no longer want to be here. I no longer want to be held to closed door litigations without my agent present. I no longer want shots taken at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization, our fans, and my teammates. I no longer want narratives created and spread to the media about me. I had purposely stayed quiet in hopes of getting something done, but since there is confusion out there, let me clear some things up. I had my agent reach out to the Cowboys last off season after my third year in hopes of getting a deal done early. Unfortunately, the team did not want to start any negotiations at that point. I was okay with that, didn't complain, and focused on the 2024 season. After the season, I told my agent once again to let the team know we were open to negotiate when they met at the combine. My agent informed me I should wait for other deals to get done because the price would only go up, but I didn't care and wanted to secure myself as a Cowboy long term. This was before any of the other pass rushers deals got hold on. I gotta find it. This was before any of the other pass rushers deals got done this offseason. I knew I would be leaving money on the table, but again, I was okay with that. Again, radio silence as far as my extension. In March, I met with Mr. Jones to talk about leadership. Somehow the conversation turned into him talking about contract with me. Yes, I engaged in a back and forth in regards to what I wanted from my contract, but at no point did I believe this was supposed to be a formal negotiation, and I informed Mr. Jones afterward my agent would reach out thinking this would get things done. But when my agent reached out and spoke to Adam, he was told the deal was pretty much already done. My agent, of course, told him that wasn't the case and also reached out to Stephen Jones. Again, the team decided to go silent. At that point, we decided we would allow the team to reach out to us whenever they decided they wanted to talk. Yet, still not a call, email, or text to my agent about starting a negotiation. Up to today, the team has, I think there's, let me see, I think there should be more. Let me see, I think there's more. Let me see. I just want to make sure, give me 1 second, guys. I want to make sure I got it all. Yeah, I think that's, let me see. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a lengthy conversation, or not conversation, but lengthy like essay, if you want. I don't know what to call it, but reading like this real time reaction, guys, because I didn't read the Michael Parsons statement, but he's done. He's out of Dallas. He is out of Dallas. That is there's no, I don't think there's any way you can fix that relationship. Chronicles, we're talking about, should the Raiders possibly look at Michael Parsons or Terry McLaurin? I went into a short breakdown of McLaurin. Don't really want a wide receiver. I want to see what Jack Bech can do. I want to see what Dante Thorne Jr. can bring. I believe if you bring in a guy like Terry McLaurin, it's going to be taking reps from one of our young guys, and I want to see development with our wide receiver group. Vince City says, breaking news: Dallas Cowboys just signed ... offensive tackle Lel Collins. Yeah, they're not signing Parsons, that's for sure. Sean Johnson, Brock Bowers, Ashton Jeanty, JPJ, and Micah Parsons are all generational talent at their positions. They don't grow on trees, and chances of finding a Micah Parsons in the draft is low, and he's only 26 years old. Sean says Las Vegas has oodles of cap space. $37.8 million this year, $99.2 million next year, and $175.9 million in 2027 to 2028, making a contract that will satisfy Parsons' possible and 9 draft picks in 2026. The thing is Is it? It's not 9 because we're going to be losing some of those draft picks, right? And we're going to be. Let me see. Let me go back to because Sean, you sent it to me, right? The Raiders draft capital for next season. I got to scroll like all the way down. Should have sent it to myself. So yeah, so next season we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we have 9 draft picks, but we're gonna probably get down to 7. We're not gonna have all 9 draft picks in 2026. We're likely gonna have 7. We're probably gonna give up our first, maybe the second. We're gonna give up a lot. Oh no, I know, Sean, but I'm going based off if we do bring like the money doesn't matter to me because you are 100% right, Sean. We can make the contract work. We can pay Parsons and we can make it work. My thing is the draft because let me ask you guys this. Going into the season, how do you guys feel about the defense? Hey, he do. He really do. Are you sure Sean ain't a supercomputer? He always got the info. No, he does. He does. He always got the info. Isaiah R says, "Is Jerry Jones being a PO? Yeah, piece of man. I rather Parsons over Scary Terry. That's where I'm at. But okay. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm 50-50 on it. I'm 50-50 on it. A first and a third, possibly. I think it. I'll break it down with you guys. So Sean sent me something, and basically it was a mock. It was like a comp trade. Basically, what was this be similar to? And it was coming from Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter said a potential trade comp for Michael Parsons. This can go back to 2018 when a 27-year-old Khalil Mack was traded from Oakland to Chicago. The Bears gave up 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and a 6th-round pick for Mack. A second round, and the Raiders received. So the Bears received Khalil Mack, a second-round pick, which they used on Cole Kmet, and a 7th-round pick. The Raiders received 2 first-round picks, a 2019 and 2020, a 2026 round pick that they traded again, and then a 2020 third-round pick. So that a 2019 first, 2020 first, 2020 third, and a 2026. Would you guys do a trade that is similar to that? Basically, 2 first-round picks. They'll get next year, or not next year. They'll get a 2027 third and then a 2027 sixth. Would you guys do that? That's my thing, Demokes. Let me ask you guys, how do you guys feel about this defense? Plugging in Parsons doesn't make the defense better. It doesn't make the entire defense better. It makes the pass rush better. Yes, it makes the pass rush better. Demokes, you're not just going to give up 1 first-round pick. You're not going to give a first-round pick. You're going to give up 2. Look what Parsons did since he was with Dallas. Let's look at what Parsons has done since he's been with Dallas. Let me see. I got and also well, we'll get into that later, but let me see if I can find it. Give me 1 second, chat. Okay. Also coming from Shefty. What Michael Parsons has done in the 4 years with Dallas. He has 4 Pro Bowls. He's a 3-time All-Pro. He's a Defensive Rookie of the Year. He has 52.5 sacks at just 26 years old, guys. He's just 26. 9 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, and at age 26, he is now asking the team to trade him. You're not giving up 1 first-round pick for that. You're not. Sean says, and I've seen that. There was a couple of times Dallas used him as that, right, Sean? Michael Parsons plays outside linebacker. He can play up and down the defense. I've seen that Dallas, they used him. I don't know if it was his rookie year, but they used him in the outside linebacker position. And then it seemed like they changed him to fall on pass rush. Chronicles, if the pass rush is better and the offense is better, it will make the rest of the D better. Not if your corners are getting cooked off the line. The thing is, we don't know how our secondary is going to look, Chronicles. We don't know how our linebacker. Are we hearing good things? Yes, we're hearing good things in camp, but bro, we always hear good things in camp every single year. if there's an issue at the linebackers come regular season, if there's an issue at the corners, and yes, we have an amazing pass rush. Does having a weakness at the linebacker position, at the secondary, does it help the pass rush out? If your quarterback's how do you slow down a great pass rush? Let me ask you guys that. How do you guys slow down a great pass rush? You get the ball out quick passes, screen passes. 2 first rounds, and you want to get paid? Yeah, I don't think so. He deserves the bag though, DeMokes. That's the thing. And and Isaiah, you're right. And running the ball. That's my only thing, DeMokes. It's not even him getting paid. It's the draft capital that we're going to be sending, that we're going to be losing out, as if this team is ready to compete for an AFC championship game. Like as if we're Super Bowl ready, as if, I guess Aiden O'Connell's going to be the quarterback, that's going to be developed under Geno. I know no first round pick will live up to what Parson has, but we still have a lot of question marks on this football team to make a move. Here's why the Bears were able to going back to that trade that the Raiders and the Bears made for Khalil Mack. You know why the Bears can make a trade like that is because they had Trubisky under a rookie contract, and before Trubisky went downhill, he looked pretty damn good for the Bears. They had a stellar offense. I believe there was a game during that year that Trubisky threw like 6 touchdowns that year in that season. That's why they can make a move like that, because Khalil Mack was that final piece, which was funny because you would think it was that final piece to get him over the hump, but it didn't work out because they made it to the postseason. I think they got knocked out the second round to the Eagles. And then I don't know if they made it back to the playoffs, or if they did, they didn't get far. And then Khalil Mack is a Charger now. Like, you look at that trade and I will ask you this, did the trade benefit Chicago at all? At the time, you thought it will. But now, it didn't do nothing for them. Yeah, they made it to the playoffs, but they didn't get – what is the ultimate goal, you guys? Is to win a Super Bowl championship. I want Parsons. I'm not saying I don't want Parsons. I'm not saying don't trade for him, but I'm looking at it from both sides of the spectrum. Why are we acting like this team doesn't have a bunch of question marks? Maybe let me include the chat here. I don't want to get too far behind. Let me see. Chronicles, it gives them more rest. Yeah, I mean, DeMokes, the only people giving 2 first rounds are desperate teams. We ain't it. Hey. Isaiah, oh yeah, already. Law Dog says get Terry. I'm not doing that. I'm not getting Terry. We have wide receivers that we have yet to see what they can be. Dante Thornton Jr., Jack Besh. What can they be? Trey Tucker. What is he going to look like in his third year? Jacoby, I know we don't have like that true number 1 receiver, but you have Jacoby Myers, who has really good hands. Brock Bowers is likely going to be your number 1 target. Let's keep it real. I don't even think it's about drinking the Kool-Aid, Sally. It's that, I mean, you're right. We hear it every year, though, how, oh, this guy's doing good. This guy's doing good. And then come regular season, what was all that camp talk for? If we can make this move in midseason, and let's say the Raiders are like 5-2, 6-1, and this is a move we can make midseason before the trade deadline, before maybe our bye week, or like I said, before the trade deadline, which is like in November. So let's say we're competing for a playoff spot, but we're actually exceeding expectations that we're a better football team than we think we are. Yes, go get Parsons. That could be the nail in the coffin to just get you a Super Bowl championship. But making it a move now where we don't know how the secondary is going to look. We don't know how this linebacker unit's going to look. We don't know how our interior our interior line is going to look without Christian Wilkins. We don't know how Geno is going to look. We don't know how this offense is going to look. Do we have hopes? Do we have hype surrounding this offense with Chip Kelly? Yes, but I had hype around Josh McDaniels with Davante Adams and Derek Carr leading the charge. I had a hype with Luke Getsy trying to tell myself that, man, Luke Getsy, he's going to make Minshew. Look what Minshew did with Indianapolis. The thing is, I want to pump the brakes because I have not seen anything yet. Am I hearing good things coming out of camp? Yes. But it does not matter if come regular season, week 1, we're getting our ass handed to us by the New England Patriots. And that's what I'm afraid of, is we make this trade and then week 1, we go out there and New England beats us. Because our secondary is still questionable. And those question marks are showing. Linebackers, those question marks are showing. Interior, we can't stop the run. Let's see what this defense looks, guys. And then maybe we can come back to this conversation. I know if we wait, maybe somebody else will grab Parsons. Okay, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. We had 20-plus losing seasons. What have we said about this season, you guys? It's an evaluation year. Let's evaluate our young guys. Now, Parsons is kind of in that talk like Mac was back when he was 20, when we traded him to Chicago. He's a type of player where you don't find him he doesn't grow on trees. Just like Sean was talking about earlier. He doesn't grow on trees. I get that. But I'd rather have 11 good players than one elite player. And right now, our secondary, our linebackers, question marks. Yes, we got Crosby. Crosby, outside of Crosby, who's a given talent, who we know Crosby's going to go out there, give it his all. Name me one other person on this defense that you guys got confidence in that, oh, yeah, they're going to have a really good season. They're going to have a really good season like Max Crosby. They're going to be an all-pro. Give me one person on this defense not named Max Crosby. And if you add Michael Parsons, okay, we got Max Crosby and Michael Parsons, but now you got 9 other guys who still got question marks. You still got question marks on 9 other guys on how are they going to perform on this defense in 2025. Again, just looking at it from both sides, guys. I'm playing devil's advocate here. Law Dog says high explosive offenses keep defenses off the field. Hopefully, hey, maybe our offense will. Like I said, I got confidence in the offense, but again, I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen live reps. I haven't seen live game reps in the regular season to really see how this offense is going to perform. Even in preseason, let's see how this offense perform. I know Chip is probably not going to show a lot of what He's going to be vanilla in the preseason. But again, let's see if we can move this ball. If we can score points. Sean says he will get traded to an AFC team. That is facts. And that's a small handful that can give draft capital and have the money in 2026. And the Raiders are that team, Sean. The Raiders are that team that got both. They got the draft capital and they have the money. The thing is, when you do get that draft, that we have draft capital now. Post-trade, we won't. DeMokes, and the Bears didn't win with him. How our greatest is in our future, which is in the draft. I hear you, DeMokes. That's where I'm leaning. That's why I'm like, it's kind of hard. I'm 50-50 on this. I'm 50-50 on it. Because Parsons is an elite player, and I would love for him to be on the Raiders. But what if it doesn't work out? It's a huge risk. And like I said, whichever direction the Raiders choose, if they trade for him, I'm happy. If they don't trade for him, I'm happy. Either way, I just wanted to come on here, have a discussion with the nation, see where your guys' thought process is at with the Parsons trade rumors. Not even trade rumors. He wants to be traded. And also, Sean sent me this looking at the odds. The odds who is likely to land Parsons. The Raiders are number 1, you guys, in the odds. Bavoda on X tweeted this out. Michael Parsons' next team odds. The Raiders are the favorites. Under them is the Browns, the Jets, the Cardinals, the Titans, Bills, Patriots, Steelers, Chargers, Ravens, Packers, and Chiefs. But the Raiders are the favorites right now to landmark Michael Parsons. And like I said, I would be okay with him becoming a Raider, but if we don't make a move for him, I'm okay with that too. Sean says it's definitely a huge risk. I just think this is the one most experienced coaching staff that I kind of trust. Is debatable, this trade. It is. That, like I said, from both sides, I can see from both sides. I can see why we would want a player like him. Like I said, he's elite. You pair him with Max Crosby, who knows what him, like the edges are set. But like I said, the interior is a question mark. Linebackers are a question mark. Corners are a question mark. Safeties are a question mark. Do we have a good feeling about it? Maybe. Do we have hype surrounding some of the players on the defense? Yeah, we've been hearing some good things out of camp. But again, have we seen game tape? Because from what we've seen previously with guys like Devin White, he's not the same Devin White as he was. Jermaine Pratt hasn't really done well in coverage last season with Cincinnati. There's a lot of question marks, you guys, surround even with guys like Eric Stokes and Cameron Richardson that are fighting. I think Eric Stokes got the corner one spot on the outside locked up, and with DCam and freaking Darian Porter battling it out on the outside. Again, we don't know. We have a lot of question marks, guys, that's not going to get answered until we get live game reps. Law Dog. Pete Carroll might not be taking any chances with that. He's definitely going to stay away from Parsons. I mean, we don't know, Law Dog. Like I said, we don't know. Like, if you have a chance to get a guy like Parsons, you're going to do it. If you can make it work, you're going to do it. And the only person that can make it work is Spytek and Pete Carroll. Because me looking on the outside in, I'm not with these players 24/7. Pete Carroll is. He sees what's going on in practice. Does he have confidence in the corners? Does he have confidence in the linebackers? Does he see something? Of course, we're not going to see because he is out there in the practice field 24/7 with those guys. It's yet to be determined. Big Heck, salute to you, man. Nothing much. I'm not. I know he had a good camp. I think it was yesterday. They had a pretty good. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. I could be wrong, but I know he made a couple nice catches out there. I don't know if it was yesterday or it might have been today because I know they have earlier practices. But I've been hearing some good things about Jack Bex. Sean says this. I don't think the Michael Parsons trade can happen fast. There's so many moving parts here on August 1st, but something to monitor. Definitely, Sean. Like I said, if Cowboys hang on to Parsons until the trade deadline, and let's say the Raiders, like I said, they're exceeding expectations. They're having a pretty good start to the year, that we are competing for a playoff position, possibly AFC Championship game appearance. I'm making that move for Michael Parsons, but that's the only reason, is if we are exceeding expectations. Because right now, my expectations for this team is about 9 to 10 wins, maybe 8. I don't see anything above 10 wins. I don't see us getting 11. I don't see us getting 12. Like, I see us getting – here's the thing. I see an 8-9 record with 10-7 happening. It's 2 games that we're probably going to get lucky. The ball might bounce our way, and we will squeak out with the win. That's how we'll get to 10 wins. But realistically, on paper, I see about 8 to 9 wins. Selly, I agree with you. It's stupid to trade for anyone right now. Mainly because we don't know. We don't know what we have. Like I said, we're hearing good things out of camp, but we don't. In reality, we do not know what we have for this defense. We do not know what we have on the offense. Is it great? Is there hype around it? Yes, but that's all it is. That's what we have to remember. We have to remind ourselves that is all it is. It is hype. Chip Kelly has not called a real down with the Raiders yet. Geno Smith has not taken a real snap yet. Like, I want to see what this thing looks like in game. Sorry, I keep stuttering, but I want to see what this offense, this defense looks in an actual game environment. I want to see film on the offense, like true game film on the offense, on the defense, not preseason. I want to see regular season. What is this thing going to look like? Chronicles, hype for the season sells tickets. Good performance creates home field advantage. Poor performance gets those tickets on SeatGeek or hotels buying it and selling it to opposing fans. Leak Eye, everyone's talking about we should trade for Scary Terry or Micah. We need to see what our team looks before making any big moves. Got to put the crack pipe dream away. Unfortunately, Leak Eye, I agree with you, man. But like I said, I wouldn't mind is trading for Micah. Trading for Terry, I probably will throw a fit because there's no reason to trade for Terry. I know people will say, well, we don't have a wide receiver one. Yeah, but we just drafted 2 wide receivers, Jack Bech, and we literally actually drafted 3. We converted a quarterback to a wide receiver. We did that. The Raiders did that. The Raiders told Tommy Malott, you are playing wide receiver. So 3 receivers we drafted. Why bring in Terry? Why trade for Terry when you got 3 wide receivers that I think they need to be given a chance to show what they can bring to the Raiders team? Plus, let's say Jack Bech, he performs. Dante Thornton Jr. performs. Now you got 2 guys on rookie contracts. You got 2 guys that are performing on the cheap. Demokes, we haven't even seen our players in preseason. Let's just see how this August goes. That's where I'm at. Maybe, something about that Mac trade. It happened right before week 1. A little bit after preseason, it happened right before week 1. So maybe that's when the Raiders make a move for Parsons, right before week 1, which, we see a little bit of what we have going into the regular season because we have preseason games. So we can see what we have depth-wise, what we have at the starting position, at least with the corners. Maybe we see the linebackers get burned. I would love to see the linebackers get some snaps this preseason. Will it happen? Probably not. And what I mean by linebackers, I mean like the Jermaine Pratts, Devin White, the starters, the projected starters. I would love to see, hopefully we see a little bit of them in the preseason because, again, I want to see what these guys look like. And if we don't see them, that just is going to make me more question because, again, we don't know what Devin White's going to look like. We don't know what Jermaine Pratt's going to look like. We don't know what our interior of the defensive line is going to look like. Leak Eye, I'd be scared to say this in other lives. I'm not believing any practice hype, even Genty hype, till we see win results on the field. It's been 20 years of life of suffering PTSD. LOL, just saying. Leak Eye, man, you bring truth. It's been, am I hype for the season? I am, but at the end of the day, man, results is what matters. Wins is what matters. That's what, and right now we're 0-0. We haven't played a single down yet. We haven't played a single meaningful game. That's why I'm kind of pumping the brakes on this a little bit. Law Dog, no matter what, they're going to be a way better Raiders team than it's been in the last 15 years. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. They're not going to give anything up for next year's draft. Not a chance. I agree. Roberts, Pratts are question marks with you. Hey, Law Dog. And in the past, they will ball out for another team, and then they will come to the Raiders and forget how to play football. Sorry that my Raider PTSD is like tripping up. But I haven't seen how they play on the Raiders. You seen how they played on other teams? They look pretty well. How do they play on the Raiders? Chronicles, do you really think Pete Carroll is going to have a crap secondary? I'm not saying he's going to have a crap secondary, Chronicles. It's just we don't know. We don't know what the secondary will look like. Is Do we believe that it will be a good secondary? Is there hypes run in the secondary because of things that have came out camp? Cam is having a good camp. Darian Porter's having a good camp, along with Eric Stokes. That is great to hear. But have we seen Pete Carroll coach a game yet for the Raiders? Have we seen the secondary under Pete Carroll, how it will look like on the Raiders? We haven't. That's why I said maybe mid-season. If Parsons is still a Cowboy by mid-season, maybe I don't know if he's going to hold out or even before week 1. Because I guarantee, Chronicles, we're going to probably see DCAM. We're going to see Darian Porter out there getting reps during the preseason. Eric Stokes. I think a lot of the question marks that we have, even as fans, I think maybe Pete Carroll has those question marks. And we're going to see those guys getting reps in preseason. So we'll probably have an idea of what they'll look like. And if it's for the better, if it's like a positive look, hey, maybe before week 1, before we go to the Patriots, we call up Dallas and be like, hey, what do you want from Micah? Sean, only if we traded up to the 12th overall from 17 and not selected Alex Leatherwood. Shaking my head, I wanted him in the first round that year. I didn't even know about Leatherwood, bro. Like during my draft, like looking at my draft board and seeing the guys I was like looking at that was possibly going to go in the first round, I didn't even know who the heck Alex Leatherwood was. Law Dog, it's also not about Max Crosby. It's about how they all work together. It's a team sport. Max Crosby, Pratt, Roberts, excited about them in the huddle. And hey, talk that talk, Law. Raider Scorpio, thank you for pulling up. Salute Raiders fam. How much money Parsons wants? And do you think the Raiders should give him the money? Because players just come here to get paid. We need players who want to win no matter what. And salute to Sean, or shout out to Sean Johnson. I think he brought up I think how that will look like. Let me see if I could pull it up. Let me see. Didn't you just sent that to me too? I think. Okay. Sean, either send it to me again, but I know you broke down what it would look like for him. I just can't find it because I have so many notes up in here. If you could find it, Sean, for me, because I know you sent it out. You said what that contract will look like, I believe. Until we get that, let me get back into the chat. Oh, no one's trading for anyone. It would be a cash buyout or nothing. So to Chito Linas, I think that's how you say it. Raiders! Yeah, Edelman 2.0. Hey, that's what people were saying about Tommy Millard. But again, I don't want to say that because I haven't seen anything. Bro, people realize how much Parsons is going to cost. He will be more than a hat we received in the Mac trade. That's the thing. There's gonna be more. It's gonna be more than just one first round pick. Shoot, Tito, I wouldn't be surprised if it's more than 2 first round picks. Heard you with Severe and Farrell. Great show the other day. Yeah, that was last night. If you guys haven't checked that out, go check out Severe's channel, The Severe Raider. Go check out Farrell. I believe it's Las Vegas Raiders with Farrell. Or let me see if someone can send the link in the chat. Let me see if I can do it. I think I can do it because I don't know. Let me pull it up. So you guys could go check out that show if you guys missed it. We talked about the Wilkins situation. Talked about the training camp outlook. Talked about the Colton Miller extension. Let me pull up their channels and so you guys can go sub to my guys. If you guys haven't already, let me send the link. And then for Severe, shout out to my guys putting on some good shows for the nation. If you guys haven't already, though, hit that subscribe button here at Raiders Primos. If you guys like what you have seen so far in the past few weeks, hit that like button. Also, if you guys haven't already, we have 18 people in the room. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for pulling up. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Selly, hell no, I'm believing the Genty hype. I don't care. I mean, hey, there's the video ain't lying. Okay, because there was a nice route, ran up the field. I believe he was on Bernie. I don't know if it was Bernie or Gainer. One of those. It was one of the Maris. Just gave him like a dead leg move. It looked like he didn't do nothing. From first glance, it looked like he just high step, gave him a little wiggle, and just ran right by him. So I'm excited to see what Genty. Hopefully we can see maybe one series out of Genty. The Genty film showing he is the real deal. Hopefully we will see the same in the game. And I think we will. You know, you're not going to draft a guy at the 6th overall. Well, you know what? We said that in the past for the past, you know, first round picks. We had a couple. We hit on a couple first rounds, but probably had a lot of busts more than you know than hits. But I think I would love to see maybe a series out of Genty this preseason. I'm like the entire preseason. I only want to see maybe 1 or 2 series out of him. You know, just get him warmed up to acclimated to the NFL game, and again, just to see what what he brings to the table in the little time that we may see in the preseason. Will we see him? Probably not, but I would like to see him get maybe like 2 series. Leaky, any player can look good in college, but once drafted can look busted either sooner or later. We've seen this happen before. Yeah, look at Ezekiel Elliott, Leaky. You know, came in the NFL like exploded. Todd Gurley. There's a bunch of running backs. Like they started off hot and then they just crashed and burned. Let me see. Salute to Lewis in the building. Chronicles, haha, Pete Carroll's genetically incapable of having a bad defense. No, I see that, Chronicles. But like I said, I don't want to say yes, he's gonna have a great defense because in actuality, I don't know. I don't know how this defense is gonna look. Is there hype surrounding? Is there signs there, Chronicles, of him having a good defense? Yes, there are signs but Josh McDaniels was supposed to have a good offense. Yeah, he can't head coach for shit, but he was supposed to have a good offense, and he had a crap offense. John Gruden, quarterback guru, thought he was going to take Derek Carr to the next level. Sometimes I'm not saying that makes Pete Carroll bad coach. No, sometimes you just don't have the right players yet. And I know what that's saying. People's like, well, then go get Parsons. I'm talking about the secondary. If he has a bad secondary, could it be he just doesn't have the right players yet? Yeah, got to rock the Puerto Rican flag. I got this hat. I think I got this hat in Puerto Rico too. When I went to Puerto Rico and seen the colors, the silver and black, I was like, gotta have it. Gotta have it. Go subscribe to my guys. Go subscribe to my guys. Law Dog, Pete Carroll, Spy Tech, Chip Kelly, 3 best picks we got this year. I agree. Where did you get that Puerto Rican flag emoji? Are you talking about the one up top? I had those custom made. Shout out to Chuck Taylor. He's the one that did the intro. Also, he did the logos. He worked on the logos. Shout out to HT in the building. A good coach takes bums and turns them into champions. And I'm hoping, Law Dog, I'm hoping that's what we see. But like I said, what proof have I seen? I haven't seen Pete Carroll turn Cameron Richardson into a top corner. I haven't seen that yet. 2025, that is what the 2025 season is for. Is to evaluate and see how this defense is going to perform and how this offense, how this team as a whole is going to be, how this team is going to perform. Law Dog, I've been positive. I am positive, man. I'm just looking at it from both sides, you know? Because like I said, I want to repeat this, guys, because I don't want you guys taking this like, oh, he doesn't want Parsons. Bro, I would love to have Parsons. But I'm looking at this because if we get Parsons, my expectations go up. Now my expectations are like, okay, we're gonna go from an 8-9 win to we need to be competing for the division. We need to be at least competing for the division. Maybe winning a playoff game. We would be fired up to get any of those guys. The stronger the team, the better. We've seen a team with a lot of talent logged off before, and they don't win anything. The 2016 team had a bunch of talent. Same talent returned into 2017. They went from 12 games to 6 games won. Just because you have this new Raider. And I hear you. We got unity. But like I said, if we bring Parsons here, you have Parsons and Max, who week in and week out, they are consistently going to cause problems onto the opposing offense. Now, answer me this. Do you have that same faith in the 9 other guys on that defense that week in and week out, consistently, they are going to be game changers and cause the opposing offense fits? Oh, Lord, bro, me too. Me too. I want to. Because I think my prediction I have in the first 5, actually going into the bye week, I have us going for minimum 4-3, ceiling 5-2, going into the bye week. I have 4-3 going into the bye week. That's the floor, ceiling 5-2. Depends on what's happening in the locker room. It's just as important as on the field. You're right. HT, it was the quarterback play, though. And quarterback play means a lot. I hope we can see what Geno looks out there with Chip Kelly. Maybe, again, just like Genty, 2 series. Let's see what – can we see 2 series of how this will look? Sally, we don't need to trade for anyone right now. That's why Spytek isn't going to do it. I guarantee it. I don't want to say he's not. I'm just giving my thoughts on the situation, like reasons why I wouldn't do it and reasons why I would do it. We needed a great quarterback for the longest. Yeah, we do. Run with our guys. That's what I'm saying, man. I want to see what these young guys can bring to the team. I got bounced. Thanks for the chat, gentlemen. Go Raiders. Hey, salute to you, Law Dog. Thanks for chiming in, man. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Cheeto, when the schedule came out, I had us at 10-7. As all season had gone, I'm at 7-10, maybe 8-9. Wow, he went down. I mean that's where I'm at the 8-9, 9-8 range. I say 10-7, but there's gonna maybe be 2 games or a game where we like squeak out with the win. We win a game where we probably shouldn't have won. Raider Scorpio, I don't mind if Raiders get Parsons, but they've done that before, trade for players and paid them a whole bunch of money, then they underperform. So they better be smart on picking up Parsons. And that's really what it comes down to, Raider Scorpio. And for me, it's not even about paying him. It's just setting what does the Raiders look like in the future? Because I'm thinking beyond. I'm not just thinking about the 2025 season. I'm thinking about 2025 and beyond. We want the Raiders to be a continuing, consistent playoff contender, Super Bowl contender. Will this trade make us good for 1 or 2 good seasons and then we're back to shit for multiple seasons because we have no draft capital, the trade set us back? Like, that's what I want to. I wish we can know, but we won't know that. I wanted them to trade for Khalil Mack back. Man, Mack and Crosby. You know what's funny? If we were able to sign him to a term contract, HT, we would have Khalil Mack and we would have seen that. Khalil Mack and Max Crosby together. Damn, man. Freaking Gruden, man. Lewis, I got us at 11-6 and going to the playoffs. No cap. If that prediction involves us beating the Chiefs, dude, please. What have the Raiders done? Does it, Luis? Before I go on, does it involve us beating the Chiefs? Because I know I keep seeing people think we're going to split with the Chiefs. We're going to get swept by the Chiefs. Unless proven otherwise. Lewis. What have the Raiders done to show you that they can beat the Chiefs? The Raiders have only beaten the Chiefs 3 times since 2013. That is 12 going on 13 years. 13 years, and we've only beaten the Chiefs 3 times in that span. We could. I'm not saying, but I'm not going to say we are. That's the thing. Like, we could, but I'm not going to say we are. But it would, man, Isaiah, trust me, if we beat the Chiefs this season, trust me, even once, I'm coming on here and I'm like, we're going to be celebrating. We're going to have like we won the Super Bowl because it is one of the rare things that we do in the nation. I gotta see it, Louise. You know, and that's the thing. It's like, are we better? Yes, on paper. The roster looks better on paper. The quarterback is better on paper. This is all on paper. The faith will start growing, Louise, when we start racking up some dubs. We start stacking them wins come regular season. That's when the faith will grow. But we're 0-0 right now. We haven't proved anything. And honestly, Louise, judging by this team, I think they can't wait to prove. I think they know that. They know, some of us in the fan base are not going to believe in the hype. Probably like me, not going to have, a lot of faith in the season. But I think that's what this team knows that. And they know they got to go out there and prove it. And I'm just hoping that they do. That's the thing, Louise. I'm going to be behind this team. Sunday morning, week 1, against New England, bro, I'm going to be screaming Raiders throughout the morning. It's going to be like Christmas to me. And I'm going to be rooting for this team because I want to win. I want to see this team win. I want to come on here, Louise. I want to celebrate with you guys. I want to celebrate with Isaiah, Cheeto, Raider Scorpio, the entire nation. I want to celebrate wins with you guys instead of coming on here talking about losses. We haven't seen anything yet. That's why I'm pumping my brakes. We haven't seen any wins. We haven't seen any losses. Come regular season, I want to see wins. And the faith will grow. That faith will grow when wins are getting stacked up. If Raiders double their wins from last year, I'll be okay with it. At least they're moving on up and building something special with the youngsters. That's all you can ask for, Raider Scorpio. That's all you can ask for. I think our average age is 26 years old, 26 or 27. Let me double check that. NFL, let me see. Let me see. 25.2 or 25.3 is the average age of the Raiders starting projected lineup. We have a lot of young guys on this team. I want to see what these young guys can bring to the team. Because if these young guys ball out, we already have Brock balling out under rookie contract. We're expecting Genty to ball out. He's on a rookie contract. Trey Tucker, rookie contract, going into his third year. If he can take the next step. We just extended Colton Miller. We extended Max Crosby. We're looking to extend Jacoby Myers. But outside of them, we have a lot of young guys that if they can perform, and that's what I'm hoping for, because that would actually set the Raiders up for long-term success if these young guys do perform. And if they do perform and you add a Parsons to that, that's even better. But if you add a Parsons to that and these young guys don't perform and you just give up all that draft capital, what's having Parsons on the team doing for the team with a bunch of guys that are not performing? Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. That's what it is with me right now. I want to wait and see what this team looks like, and then maybe we can come back and entertain a talk about bringing Parsons here. Cheeto, he says, I want to be wrong as well. Prove me wrong, Raiders, let's win and make the playoffs. That's all I want, Cheeto. I want wins, and I want them, and I want a playoff win. If we do make the playoffs, I want a playoff win. We're due for a freaking playoff win. Raider Scorpio, every year I hope for the best. So this year, again, I hope for the best. Just win, baby. That's all we can do, right, Scorpio? But you can only hope. Hope will only get you so far before you're like you're starting to get in that mode where like I'm just gonna be disappointed, so I don't have to get disappointed. I'm already gonna be pessimistic just so come regular season, if we're losing, I'm gonna be like, all right, on the next year. But it is a different regime, different roster. There is a lot of hype going into the season, but it's the same every year. There's always a lot of hype going into the season. I want the hype to be reciprocated on the field. I want the hype to become reality. I want Genty to run through people. I want Jack Bech and Dante Thornton to not only do what they're doing in camp, but do that on Sundays. Geno throwing, 65, 70-yard touchdowns. I want to see that on Sundays. I haven't seen it yet. So, I have hype on this team. I'm confident that they'll be better than last year, but it's not, I can't say, oh, we're going to knock it out of the park. I can't say that. I haven't seen anything. Come week 1, week 2, once we start really seeing what this team is, trust me, I'll let you guys know what this team is. Guys, I literally was hyped last season that we were going to make noise last season. And I looked like the biggest idiot on the screen. Probably still am. Who knows? Raider Scorpio, been a Raiders fan since 1988, still waiting for the Lombardi. Bro, we're waiting for a playoff win. We're waiting for a playoff win. Like, it's been since 2000. You've seen a playoff win, 2002. I have not seen a playoff win. I've heard stories about it. Louise, we will all see if it this year if everyone stays locked in and injury free. Yes, we will, Louise. Yes, I was. I was hella hype left off season. I was hella hype. I looked like the biggest idiot last year. I was so hyped. But let me see. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. When I feel like I had to make something bad and kind of convince myself that it would be good, and I probably overdid it because I was hella hyped about the offense. I'm like, oh yeah, this offense is gonna perform. And it is what's funny, it got even more confusing because then we go out week 2 and we beat the Baltimore Ravens in their home opener. Like, so then you're like, is this offense bad? Is it not? Is the defense actually good? And then we get blown out by Andy Dalton and the Panthers, and you're like, okay, what the hell? But anyways, y'all, we're coming up on an hour. I think we kind of killed the horse a little bit. Had a good conversation. For real, it's a random ass win. Random ass win, and it made you confused about this team. Like, what the hell? But Other than that, I mean, not really much else to talk about. I just, like I said, I wanted to come on here. Just wanted to talk with you guys about the Parsons trade rumors. We are in favor, We're in the favorites to land him. Like I said, you guys, we are the favorites to land Parsons. This is good information that Sean just sent me. Micah Parsons' next team favorites. It has been a long time since the Las Vegas Raiders were in the Super Bowl conversation, and that still seems like a long shot this year. But there is some reason for optimism. They have a new head coach in the legendary Pete Carroll, who is reunited with quarterback Geno Smith, the latter representing a huge upgrade in that department from a year ago. The all-world Max Crosby could use a teammate like Micah Parsons to take the pressure off of him and instead apply it to the opposing quarterbacks. Las Vegas has oodles of cap space, $37.8 million this year. 90. Oh, well, we said that earlier about the cap space. Like I said, the contract can work. I don't think there's any issues with the contract. It's just setting this Raiders up for success in the future, draft wise. And I seen a tweet out there from Zen Raider. He said the draft is a crapshoot, even in round one. I'm all for building through the draft, but Parsons is a generational talent just entering his prime. The odds of landing that type of player with either of those picks is pretty low, which I do agree with, but you don't know. You know you're going to get Parsons and generational talent in his prime, but you don't know if you're going to get a player in round one. I think that's why you do the Parsons trade, but for me, it's about locating the quarterback. Geno Smith is not supposed to be the long-term answer at quarterback, and I know sure as hell the nation is over the Aiden O'Connell experience. That is why I want to stack up, or I want to keep those first round picks, because maybe you use it to trade up for a quarterback. Instead of stacking up picks to trade for Parsons, you use that to stack up to go get your quarterback of the future. Let me see if there's anything else, you guys. We've been live over an hour. But yeah, I think we're gonna end it there. We had a really good live show. Thanks to you guys. It wasn't anything I did. It was thanks to you guys. Great conversation. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Agree to disagree. You don't gotta agree with me. I don't want you to agree with me, because if you'd agreed with me, then this show would be boring. We probably would have ended this show like 40-50 minutes ago if y'all agreed with me. So it was nice to have a really good conversation with you guys. Hope you guys have an amazing Friday. Enjoy the weekend, you guys. Stay safe out there. Also, go check out other Raiders content creators if you guys haven't already, from OLV, Raiders Network, Raider Nation Unlimited with Wasted Talent, Las Vegas. I sent the link, the Severe Raider, Pharaoh, Hammer, Big Mike, any other Raider content creator that I'm forgetting. Guys, go support the nation. Go support the nation. We all love this team. We all love this team, and all we want to do is see this team succeed. I can't wait to come regular season, you guys. Hopefully, we'll be talking about some wins this season, and hopefully, we are going to be celebrating come Monday morning or Monday afternoon, because I work Monday morning. So Monday afternoon, we will probably be doing our recap shows. But yeah, Monday afternoon, hopefully they be more celebrations than, sad and arguing and me yelling, me crashing out. But yeah, with that said, guys, on the way out, hit that subscribe button, you guys. Hit that like, hit the bell so you guys are not late to any future live shows, so you guys can get in on the conversations that we're going to be having. Also, if you guys know anyone that loves Raiders football or just loves talking football in general, tell them about your guy Raider Primos and how the channel is making. We love talking football. We don't just talk Raiders football. We talk NFL football. I gotta talk to Nate. I don't know if I'm gonna do it by myself or with Nate. How would you guys feel about doing a fantasy show? Talk about fantasy football. Talk about some sleepers. We'll take a deep dive on the Raiders roster. Actually on the offense, because if you're gonna go for their defense, man, good luck to you. But offensive wise, we could talk about some fantasy players on the offense to look at. other than the obvious, and then even around the league, some sleepers that you guys may want to look at in your fantasy leagues. But that being said, you guys, appreciate every single one of y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all. This channel would not be possible without you guys and your support. Appreciate every one of you guys, man. Peace out. Stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your guys' Friday. We out. See you guys in the next one. Peace.